People jump off here and they go all the way down here and end up down here. There's a couple of faces at the end there. How you going, brothers? The occasional sister. Welcome to my hometown, Mapua. This time of the year there's just people everywhere. Big business in this place. You can see Hamish's in the background. That's my mate Adventure Dan, where he sells ice cream and such. I haven't done a video for a while on the Broadsheet Club, so I thought I'd pump one out. But first of all, I've got to get away from the screaming kids. Not that I was ever not a screaming kid, because I probably was. I got talking to the bloke that's travelling around this van over here, having a bit of time on the road. It was good talking to him. His name was Neville, and his wife's up on the North Island. He said, I just want to have a getaway. 69 years of age, got his van and started travelling around. Bloody awesome. Volunteer fire brigade over there, bunch of good bastards. I used to entertain them at one time, and these little stalls sort of popped up everywhere, people selling their wares. They're actually quite cool, they're all movable. It's like a little marketplace. There's even a wee barber down there, check that out. Really disappointing flow. What are you going to do without a prostate? It always feels like a dodgy place. Public. You go into the toilet and you see another guy and he comes out and there's a little bit of, yeah, g'day mate. It's a funny place, isn't it, toilets? I don't know. Never quite 100% comfortable. Or maybe that's just me. And there's the Batmobile over there. A fair lady. In my humble opinion, these cars are the best cheap sports car you can own. For 10 grand, you get a lot of punch for your dollar, you really do. Yeah, sure, I'd like to have a V8, would be nicer. These V6 is pretty grunty in these things though. They go like stink, they really do. And you can also treat them like a manual if you want to by going over here, not that I do. Hey, a bit of a shout out to Robbie in the North Island. He asked me to give him a shout out. I normally don't do shout outs, but today I thought, fuck it, why not? So Robbie, there's your shout out, mate. Hope you're going well. And we're off to Grossie Point, one of my favourite places in the world. Time I used to live on this street and it was bloody awesome. Man, we got some rain last night and we needed it too. This is me mate Gordon, and he's in his toy. Bloody awesome. And he just said to me he wants to buy me wagon, so I might sell it to him. And the reason I would sell this beast is because I've always wanted a Toyota Land Cruiser V8. But here's the thing, the new Toyotas that are coming out now, the 4-cylinder ones, and I'm shitting you not, they're actually faster. They're faster and they're more economical than the V8s. Although I imagine that the V8s, when they are really filled up, you know, with all the kit on, that they can handle the journey better than the 4-cylinders. So something I've always wanted my whole life has now changed again, and that's funny, isn't it? So I turn 60 next month, and I've been thinking about what I'm going to do for my 60th, and I'm just glad to be alive. I don't actually need anything. I don't actually need to even have a Land Cruiser. It's just a dream, a pipe dream. But I would sell this, and I'd sell my other old Land Cruiser, put the money together, and make things happen. Yeah, because fuck, 20 months ago I was in hospital with end-stage heart disease, really sick, and I've had my bloods done this morning, and I know the result's going to come back good. I know it's going to come back good because I'm just feeling like I've got my strength back and no chest pain anymore. Anyway, that's me. I wanted to talk about YouTube. Sorry for rattling on so much. People are leaving YouTube in their droves. Now, I'm not talking about the old school guys, all the big names. They just sort of, it's rolled over to a point now where a lot of names of the really famous YouTubers, like the OGs of YouTube, they are going, I can't keep doing this. Now, being a YouTuber is a dream job. Don't get me wrong, it's a bloody dream job. I'm going to wind the window up in here because the wind's blowing its tits off out there. It's a bloody dream job because you do what you love and you connect up to people that you love. Well, most of them, you get a few wankers, but as a whole, most of the people that I talk to on YouTube are good. There's that 1% that will hate on you, and that's because they're jealous as fuck, or they expected more from you than you could give, and you can't give it, of course. They had either some sort of preconceived idea that you were going to in some way make their life better or change them, and they got to know you through the platform, and then they felt a familiarity with you, and then they thought, oh, I know this person, when in fact they didn't know you at all. And then when you didn't come through with what their expectation was, then they might hate on you. They're the haters, and the other haters are just jealous. They're just jealous. If you're jealous of me, let me remind you of one thing. I worked for years and treated it just as a hobby. Why? I worked in a normal job to build it up. It took me so much work. It took me so much. I sacrificed a lot. I really worked my ass off. And I wasn't naturally very good at doing it either. I was pretty crap. Crap at editing, crap at speaking, crap at everything. I worked fucking hard to get to where it is today. And where it is today is, it's something that I now, on my main channel, the Clay Tool Stories channel, I now will only post something if it's really post worthy. I haven't put a video up on the Clay Tool Stories channel since October last year. And I won't post something up unless it's something that I'm really giving value to the subscribers and to the patrons. I do separate videos on my Patreon for Patreons. I did one the other day, did some throwbacks, and I shot an old 3006 for the first time, and I'm going to be doing some hunting and fishing stuff coming up, but that's because they are paying, and they're the ones that keep the main thing going for me. But I'm not suggesting you jump on my Patreon at all. I'm just saying that there as the people that really contribute to the work I do. The other way that people contribute is those that put comments that are helpful to me, comments that I can use, where they're correcting me when I'm wrong, where they are saying, hey, this is the best way to grow your broccoli, or did you know you can eat the leaves of kumara, and did you know that baking soda and vinegar can fix 101 things? There's a really good book to read, 101 things that vinegar and baking soda can fix up that your grandmother used to use. Great book. So these things that for the platform, we as creators we gather, and I don't take on virtually no sponsorship. I've got Posse give me seconds for dog rolls, because I've been feeding my dogs to that area anyway, and Mick Lagarde, which I use in my primitive challenge, they decked me up with the clothes I'm wearing, but I don't push any products, and those are the only two things where you could say is a little bit of sponsorship, but I get nothing paid from those guys at all. And I just like the Mick Lagarde clothing for going outdoors, because you sleep in it, and it's great survival clothes. It's brilliant. It's really good. So as a YouTuber, for me, I'm turning 60 now, and my other channel is actually growing exponentially without me doing anything, and it will do that because I've done so much back work. It's got such a big catalogue of videos, hunting and fishing and everything, but it's also got survival videos, which is one of my passions, which I've only been doing the last 2 years, and which I will do more of. But that's something that I only do when my health is optimum, and it hasn't been optimum for a while. It is getting back to it now, but it's so hard physically. People have no idea what it's like for a guy my age to go out and spend 7 days living in the wild, living off what you get. It looks romantic, but actually I come back, and I've ended up in hospital from one of those trips, and I nearly drowned from a previous one, and I haven't even talked about that. So they are not easy, and you could say, people say all sorts of things, but until you've actually done one yourself, you don't know how hard it is. It's just fucking hard. And the reason mine are going so well is because they're real. I'm actually doing everything myself, and that's the reason they go really well. But you're always going to have doubters. I get such ridiculous comments sometimes. I've actually given up reading. I haven't commented or even looked at a lot of the comments in the last for a while, because it just gets a bit silly. But I also get a lot of real positive, and the majority of comments are really positive. And this feeds your the bit of your creative ego that wants to pat on the back. But after a while, as a YouTuber, it becomes like you become actually numb to it. You become numb to the negative, and you become numb to the positive. And it's really only the people that you see whose names regularly pop up, and that's what's good about the Brocheck Club, because I recognise the names, that you actually create this community with everybody. So the Brocheck Club is very sustainable for me, because I do it when I feel like it, and if I don't feel like it, I don't do it. And also I talk about things that I want to talk about without fear of the channel being deleted. Whereas my other channel, I won't. This channel's had 2 strikes, 3 strikes, and the channel's gone. Next month, February, they're going to remove one of the strikes. They're going to take it away. and the content that I got the strikes over has all been removed. And the thing about it was the strikes were only saying things that were factual. I spoke about a young man that died through a certain medical procedure, a pharmaceutical drug, let's call it that, eh? I'm not going to say it because I'll get flagged again. And his name was Rory, and Damo was friends with his brother, and he died within 24 hours or 48 hours of having this lovely guy that shouldn't have been taken from us. And from all accounts of what I heard, he was just a fantastic person with a fantastic family. And it became through public knowledge because the pathology was done on it, and it showed that's what caused it. So I talked about that, got a strike. It caused misinformation. And the other thing I talked about was, a bit later on, I talked about how the immune system is damaged due to, this is in older people that have the vaccine. I'm not going to call it a vaccine because it's not. They have this gene therapy because the anti-nuclear capsid antibody, which is a protein, which is what makes up our immune system, is less in those that have it, and it wanes faster. And that is science, and you can look that up through the Freedom Information Act in Australia. I think the number is 4475, Freedom Information Act, but it's now common knowledge. But when I talked about it before that paper was released, I got a strike for that, saying misinformation again. So the platform is a bit dodgy. And the other thing, of course, that's happening on the platform, which really scares the fuck out of me, is that we can no longer hunting YouTube videos are disappearing. They're disappearing hand over fist. So you've got to be so careful. And my Clay Tall Stories channel has got lots of hunting in it. And my last video is a hunting video. I dog a pig and kill it. Shoot a deer and take it back and cook them up and show them how to skin it. I didn't show the guts. I didn't show the sticking of the pig, but I showed pretty much, the animal dead and all that there. And it worries me that I could lose that channel. And if I did lose that channel, I would just carry on doing this channel for fun, and I'd probably go back to being a full-time musician, because I made way more money as a musician than I could have ever done on YouTube. Way more money. I'd be doing it's getting bloody hot here, I need to put the aircon on. I could do a private function the last private function I did before I retired from it was for foodstuffs, and they paid me $6,000, and I did two nights at the Rutherford. I employed a couple of musicians, young Smiley and my mate Chris. That was the last gig, and I was doing a lot of gigs like that before becoming a YouTuber. But I fucked my shoulder because I had a fall when I was hunting. I was going down to the bale and I tore my arm right back there and ripped the infra spinatus, and I could no longer play properly. That's why I always needed to have other musicians, and I just would play harmonica and sing. The whole YouTube thing is, if you ask young people today, they will say, what's your dream job? Once upon a time it would be an actress or an All Black, or to be a fighter pilot. There'll be all these way up there. Well, now most young people today say, it's to be an influencer or a YouTuber, and that's because it's a very sought after job. What people don't see is they don't see the back work. They see this video here, but they don't see the hours you spent going through emails. If you do get a sponsor, then you've got to, which I don't do for the simple reason is you've got to do all the back work to there. You've got to send the product away, or you've got to put an affiliate link and and you've got to talk about it, and it just becomes a whole lot of work other than what you originally wanted to do, which was to be a creator. I love creating stuff. I love creating. This is easy. I mean, it's just me, and I'm just talking like I'd be talking to you at the pub. And the things I'm passionate about is, I'm passionate about hunting. I'm passionate about fishing. I love art. I love music because I'm a musician. I love creating content, like making videos. I love survival, would be probably at the very top, and it's something I've only been doing, particularly primitive survival. That's something I never ever put on the channel because I just thought, well, it's something I actually did when I was trying to survive, literally when I was a young kid, as a street kid, and I was in the bush a lot of times. So to me it just seemed like a thing that would be boring because I'd done it, and of course it's not boring because people don't do it, and I didn't even think outside of the square. So that's what made the channel go big. Had I done that in the very beginning, this channel would have 1 million subscribers by now, because if I put all my energy into making those survival videos rather than pig hunting ones, I would have way more money and way more subscribers. But I don't care, because I love taking young fellas pig hunting, and you've got to do what you love for it to be actually sustainable to keep on doing. Otherwise you won't keep on doing it. So the key for any of you wanting to be YouTubers is you've got to love it. You've got to have a burning desire to get out and make content. You've got to love creating something, and that could be retelling a story of something's happened in your life. It could be taking somebody on a thing that's happening at the time, whether you're putting a camera in your kayak and you're capturing the moment fishing and taking it home and cooking it up, or you're taking your dogs out for catching a pig on the hill. And that means that you've got to get a kill to have a video, because people don't like watching videos if you just go up the hill and nothing happening and no action. I've done that and found that doesn't work. They get bored very much. Oh, it's a tramping video. Well, it's just as good as watching that. So if you're like me and you've got dogs that catch sows and suckers most of the time, then that's what you're posting, and you very quickly got a bad name for yourself. Oh, Clay's dogs only catch sows and suckers. Fuck, I don't care. I don't care, because I know that everybody's dogs will catch sows and suckers. They just don't post that. Dogs aren't. There's a very few amount of dogs that will only target boars, but there's nothing else around them. They'll jump on anything they can because they've got prey drive. And I really don't care. I've had it actually said to me. I have young guys come up to me, oh, how's the sow hunting going, Clay? It's fucking good, mate. Put some nice sow in the freezer. Yeah, got a nice titty sow the other day. Yeah, and I've got a pig about as big as your boot. Don't care. And we do like it's a small poppy syndrome. We like to knock people down a bit, don't we? When they seem to be doing okay. Oh, Clay Tallsaws is doing okay. His channel's going well. Let's knock him down a notch. You can't fucking knock me down, bro. If you give me a thumbs down the video, that just makes the algorithm go up still. If you're watching the video, that makes the algorithm go up still. If you say something negative, I can use that and make a video out of it. I can't lose. You can't beat me. You can say what the hell you like. I don't care. My digital footprint is so massive. You can take what I say out of contents and post it up and make a video about it. It doesn't matter. With AI these days, with AI, you don't know who you could trust anyway. Anybody could make a video of me something completely different. Hi, I'm Clay and I'm vegan and I hate killing animals. Could be some truth in that. No one's gonna. I could make a statement like that there, or hey, I'm Clay and I've just come out of the closet. This is my new boyfriend. Somebody could make a video. I don't care. Doesn't matter. The only person I've got to be happy with and go to bed with at night and be comfortable with is the bloke that lives inside my skin. That's me. So these things that come and go, and I help a lot of people out with their channels, and one of the things that we humans tend to do is we tend to gravitate towards the negative and not look at the positive. And I've got mates that have tried YouTube and they've actually done it, and their channel's gone, like, really started to go, and then they've had as it starts off, you always get 100% likes and everybody's loving you, good on you, bro, and they give you all the encouragement. And then when you start to get some traction, then the negativity starts to flow, then Mr. Jealousy, then the green monster comes out, and you get these comments, and these guys, it would ruin them. And I'd say to them, bro, the more popular you get, the more hate you're going to get hated on. I mean, yeah, if you think about it, who would be in the last 10 years some of the biggest people in the world that would be popular and hated? Well, in the music industry, it'd be Justin Bieber. Had more dislikes on any YouTube video than anybody, but he's had billions of likes. I think Taylor Swift's probably beat him. In politics, well, it's got to be Trump, doesn't it, in politics? I mean, Trump's either hated or loved. So many horrible things said about him, but also because he's popular, but he's also hated. So if you want to put yourself out there in the public, you've got to get ready to get thrashed, and you've got to take it. No point in grizzling about it. Oh, I fucking had my feelings hurt because he said that I'm a skinny little bastard. And man, I've had so many derogatory, horrible things said to me over the years. Things that would, if you took them to heart, you wouldn't keep being a YouTuber. No, you've got to love doing it, and you've got to understand that nothing should ever be taken personally, ever. Because nobody knows who you really are anyway. Fuck, I don't even know who I really am half the time. I find out things about myself and say, geez, I didn't know I was that useless at that. Just learned that the other day. Some days something happens that's really horrible, and I've got to sort of go, oh shit, now I've got to deal with that aspect of myself I didn't know. And I've got to evolve. And that's what we do, we evolve, and evolving is painful, and that happens naturally, and it's going to happen on YouTube, it happens in real life, so don't worry about that if you're starting a channel and you're getting a bit of hate. I really like watching the channel Mr. Beast, because he's extreme. He takes stuff to the extreme, you know. He's got like 200 million views. I survived 7 days on this raft, and he's on a fucking raft for 7 days, literally, and he's got a camera the whole time, and I built 100 wells in Africa. What an amazing thing to do. What a humanitarian. He's just extreme. He's going to rule bloody YouTube, that fella. But guys like him are fun to watch, but they are extreme, and I imagine that their lives are really, really difficult. To be that good, you've got to be struggling, man. I mean, when you start getting good at something like that there, it's a big monster. You've got to keep on feeding. You don't get a break. You don't get a break at all. No, being a YouTuber today is way more difficult than it ever was before if you're starting off, because everybody's trying to get clicks, and you're competing against apps like TikTok that have instant gratification, and Instagram that has instant gratification. Instagram, instant gratification. Facebook is changing, and even YouTube now is going to shorts to get that bang, bang, bang. You're getting the main issue, the grizzly bear chewing the guy's arm off, the alligator eating the hippopotamus, and then the hippopotamus turning around and wasting the alligator. You're getting these extreme things of people I watched one this morning of a guy flip his boat and then get back into it. Not flip his boat, sorry, get knocked out of the boat and then get back into the boat. Yeah, that was just a small part. Whereas once upon a time, I'd be making a whole story about it. I got up this morning, went out fishing, and there I'm launching my boat, and I'm out there fishing. I'd be pulling up fish, and I'd put the flipping the boat bit as the main body of the video, and then I'd have an outro. But I know, straight to the point, bang. So people's brains are wired dopamine to get that buzz all the time. This is fucking good. This is good. This is good. Click on this. Watch this. And they've lost the capacity to listen to a story. There'll be people that have already tuned out to this video. So if you're still listening to me now, that just shows that you've got a really good sense of concentration, because most people, particularly young people, just don't. They're fast forwarding to get to the bit they like, the thing that's going to stimulate their dopamine, because their dopamine receptors have become insensitive. Just like people who eat too much sugar, they become resistant with the insulin. It's known as insulin resistance, and eventually it becomes diabetes. It's the same with your dopamine receptors. The neuron dopamine receptors, they become resistant, and you become dopamine resistant. That's why when you start smoking a bit of dope, then you smoke a bit more. You start doing a bit of cocaine, you start doing a bit more. You start pig hunting, you start doing a bit more. You start screwing around, you start screwing around a bit more. You start eating ice cream, you start eating a bit more. You start eating too much toast, you start eating too much more. It's the dopamine getting kicked in, and you're trying to get that buzz all the time. And that's why you find yourself scrolling on your phone. And I've done it myself, and I've pulled myself up. Fuck, I've been scrolling for 15 minutes. That's 15 minutes I could have been making something. Put that bastard down. Get rid of that bastard. I've done it. Particularly when I'm watching hunting videos, and I just get caught up in those, and that's my buzz. Anyway, if you're thinking about being a YouTuber, go for it. I commend you on the tenacity to keep on going. If you've already reached 1,000 subscribers, that's the first hardest to get. If you're over the 4,000 mark, that's a milestone in itself. Mine was 1,000, 4,000, then 10,000, and then it was 20,000, and then it went to 70,000, and then it was 100,000. I think now I'm on 145,000 or something. And now I just don't really look at it so much as I used to. I used to be looking at it all the time because I was obsessed with it. I became hyper focused on success with my channel. I didn't care about how much it cost me to get it, and that's why I went into a deficit of $31,000 in the first 3 years. I worked out at $11,000 a year for the first 3 years, and that's where the Patreons picked it up. But I was so focused, and that's what you've got to be. You've got to be really focused. It's no good just, oh, yeah, I think I'll do this, and you've got to work really, really hard, And it's hard on your health, because the hardest thing is sitting up editing, and you spend hours, and sitting is the new smoking. And my health paid, in the time I've been a YouTuber, I've had cancer and heart disease. My health has struggled because of the job, I'm sure. But not just that. It was the bad living around it, because I was always working. Today, I don't work as hard. Today, I'm just going to pick and choose. And that's why I haven't posted a video on my other channel since October. But I will. And when I do, it'll be worth watching. It'll be a cracker. Brothers, go steady. Look after yourself. Look after that bit of jelly between your ears. Look after the food you put in your tucker. Look after the exercise you do. Yeah, try and get sleep. And if you're like me and you've got a bit of pain, keep you awake at night. Take some pain management because you've got to get your sleep. Keep yourself reasonably hydrated, but don't be silly with it. And look after the relationships of the people you love in your life, because that's what matters the most, particularly our family. And go steady. If you know a brother that might have enjoyed this video or got something from it, share them with them. And if you made it to the end, smash the like button just to keep the algorithm going. Yeah, keeping the Broadshed Club going. We are a community, and really it's just something which one day I will say, hey guys, I've really enjoyed the ride, thanks for being with me, but I'm out of here. One day I will knock it on the head like everything. Nothing lasts forever. Go steady. See ya. Oh, look at the colour of that tree, would you? Isn't that beautiful? I mean, that is real cadmium orange. I'll show you that before I leave. We had a lot of rain last night, so it's washed it all off, but that is beautiful, really. Pretty windy. The bees are loving it too. See ya.